The council chambers were silent when the transmission began. 100 species, each older, wiser, and colder than humanity, watched as the image of Earth's representative flickered to life. The human stood alone, flanked by no guards, dressed in the dark uniform of the United Terran Command. Behind him, the Earth's flag hung like a shadow against the stars. For centuries, humanity had been the loyal ally, the worker, the builder. We fought in their wars, mined their planets, and bled in their name. We were the youngest of the Council's races, the so-called children of the void. They laughed at our ambitions, pitied our naivety, and feared our resilience. But today, their laughter died. The betrayal had been clean, politically, at least. A unanimous vote to abandon humanity after the Alt-Hari War. Billions of human lives lost, colonies left to burn, fleets recalled mid-battle. The Council called it a strategic realignment. We called it what it was, treachery. The Terran fleets returned home in silence. There were no speeches, no grand declarations. Humanity simply vanished behind the veil of Sol. Communication ceased. Trade routes ended. The stars around Earth went dark. The galaxy moved on, pretending the humans had accepted their fate. But the silence wasn't surrender, it was preparation. For 40 years, the galaxy forgot about Earth. Then, their probes vanished. Border outposts stopped reporting. Merchant convoys disappeared without a trace. Whispers spread through the stars, the humans were back, but different. No one knew what they were building behind that shimmering wall of defense satellites orbiting Sol. No one dared to ask. Now, the Council demanded a meeting. They wanted dialogue. The same beings who watched humanity burn now pleaded for peace. Their fleets trembled at the edges of Terran space, their admirals unsure whether to approach or retreat. That's when Earth responded, with a single transmission and a single man. "Counselors," said Admiral Marcus Reeve, his voice calm as the vacuum. "We have received your message. You say you want reconciliation." His eyes flicked across the assembly, reading each alien expression like an open book. "But you forget, we remember everything." One of the council elders, a towering insectoid known as the Thrixan Primarch, clicked his mandibles nervously. "Admiral, the decision to withdraw was regrettable. We acted in the interest of stability." "Stability," Reeve repeated softly. "You call the deaths of 12 billion stability. You call betrayal diplomacy. You call genocide strategy. We call it war." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The insectoid's eyes narrowed. "You dare threaten the Council?" Reeve smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "No. We don't threaten. We remember. And we act." At that moment, the chamber lights dimmed. Every display, every holoscreen across the galaxy flickered. A single symbol appeared, the insignia of the Terran Defense Network, glowing blood red. Then came a voice, automated and calm. "By order of the United Terran Command. Operation Retribution is now active." Council fleet scrambled. Communications collapsed. Planetary defenses went offline one by one as human code infiltrated every system. They had never considered humans capable of such precision, such cold efficiency. They had forgotten that humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, predators shaped by extinction itself. In less than 12 hours, the outer colonies of every council species went dark. Orbital stations were hijacked. Energy grids failed. The humans didn't fire a single shot. They didn't need to. They had already rewritten the galaxy's infrastructure from within, using technology the Council had dismissed as primitive. The Thrixan Primarch screamed across the comms, "What have you done? What is the meaning of this madness?" Reeve looked directly into the camera. His expression was pure, unbroken steel. "Meaning," he said. "You wanted order. You built it on our bones. Now, We give you a new one, ours. The feed cut out. Across the void, thousands of human warships decloaked, their black hulls reflecting no light, only the promise of vengeance. Each bore the mark of Sol, each armed with weapons born not from conquest, but from memory. The Council tried to rally. They tried to send fleets, to call for ceasefire, to reason. But it was too late. Humanity's silence had been the ticking of a loaded gun. When the hammer fell, it was not rage that drove us, it was justice. Worlds that once mocked human fragility now knelt under the weight of orbital shadows. Cities that prospered on our labor now whispered the word Terran like a curse. The galaxy had wanted to forget us, but we made sure they never would again. When the Council finally surrendered, when their leaders stood trembling before the same man they once betrayed, they asked him one final question. What do you want, Admiral? What is your demand? Reeve looked out the viewport, at the stars humanity had once called unreachable. Then he turned to them and said a single word, the same word transmitted across every conquered world, every frequency, every heart that had once doubted humanity's fire order. And for the first time in galactic history, the galaxy understood what true order meant, when it came from the hands of humanity. The Council's surrender was not signed in blood, but in silence. Entire empires bent the knee without a single battle fought. The Terran fleets hung above their worlds like judgment incarnate, motionless, patient, unblinking. The message was clear, Earth didn't conquer, it decided. Reeve stood aboard the flagship Eidolon, gazing at the fractured Council world below. The planet's surface burned in pockets, remnants of resistance, nothing more. His officers awaited his next order, but he spoke nothing for a long time. Humanity had won. Yet victory felt hollow. He turned to his second-in-command, Admiral Liu. How many resisted the recall protocol? He asked. 17 worlds refused compliance, Liu replied, her tone as precise as the data scrolling beside her. We've disabled their defenses remotely. No casualties on our end. Reeve nodded. Good. No exterminations. No purges. We are not them. The Council, once the beacon of galactic unity, now existed in name only. The member races, stripped of power, were forced into a single orbit under Terran supervision. But even in defeat, their arrogance clung to life. Whisper networks formed. Insurgent groups spread. They spoke of rebellion, of taking back the stars from the Deathworlders. Reeve knew those whispers well. He'd counted on them. Every resistance leader, every saboteur, they all operated within systems already seeded with Terran AI watchers. Humanity didn't need to crush rebellions. They simply let them reveal themselves. Then the AI erased them before they ever acted. In the Council ruins, the Thrixan Primarch sat imprisoned, encased within a containment field. The once proud ruler hissed when Reeve approached. You've become the monsters we accused you of being. Reeve studied the alien through the energy barrier. No. We became the monsters you created. His voice was quiet, but each word struck like iron. You thought betrayal would break us. You forgot it's the only thing that ever made us stronger. The Primarch sneered. You think you've won? The galaxy will never obey you. Fear is not loyalty. Reeve leaned forward. You misunderstand. We don't want loyalty. We want order. And fear works just fine. Outside, Terran engineering vessels descended upon the planet, constructing massive orbital infrastructures, communication hubs, energy arrays, defense grids. Within months, every major world was linked to the new Terran system net, a network so vast and adaptive that even the AI of the ancient Koru-Th collective failed to penetrate it. Humanity had become not a civilization, but a structure, the architecture of dominance. Earth was no longer a distant blue marble. It was the capital of a new galactic regime, the Terran Dominion. Its banners flew over 50 species, each forced into cooperation through necessity, not faith. For the first time in history, the galaxy was at peace, but it was a peace held together by the iron gravity of human will. Yet Reeve was not blind to the cost. He watched children born on conquered worlds salute the Terran flag with hollow eyes. He saw fear disguised as obedience. Humanity had survived betrayal, but in doing so, had become something unrecognizable. Late one night, as the Eidolon drifted above the glowing horizon of a conquered world, Reeve recorded a message. It wasn't for the Council, or even for his successors. It was for the humans back home. Humanity stands at the edge of its own reflection, he said quietly. We have avenged what was lost. But vengeance is a poor architect. If we do not learn to build beyond it, this empire will crumble like theirs did. He ended the transmission and watched it encrypt into the Dominion archives. Maybe, someday, someone would find it, someone who remembered what humanity once was before the silence, before the vengeance. The years passed. The Dominion stabilized. The Council's remnants faded into obscurity. But legends of that day remained, the day the humans gave a single order and reshaped the stars. Children across the galaxy grew up hearing that word whispered by their elders, order. Some feared it. Others revered it. But all understood it. Humanity had achieved what the Council never could, unity, forged not through diplomacy, but through consequence. And in the depths of Terran space, beyond the watch of any living eye, vast machines continued to hum. They were building something larger still, something beyond retribution, beyond control. Humanity's final project was not conquest, but continuity, because in the end, humanity never wanted to rule forever. They only wanted to ensure no one else would ever again hold dominion over them. And for that, they built an empire that would outlast even the stars that once betrayed them. When the last Council monument fell and the galaxy finally knew peace, one phrase lingered in every star system's archives, encoded, eternal, undeniable. They betrayed us once. We answered once. That was enough.